What's up, guys? We're here with Kalen. He got 4th place today at a OTS, so pretty nice, pretty nice. You played Infernobles today. Any shouts you want to give before we dive in?
Shoutouts to Brian for lending me an SP. He's a real one. And shoutouts to you for lending me the Sinful Spoils engine.
That's fair enough, fair enough. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and, well, let's show us the fire.
All right, so we're not starting with fire. We're starting with connector because this card is insane. It's full combo if you don't open OGA. Just ends on double spell negate, negate if you're lucky, stuff like that.
And rips roll out of the hand.
Yeah, no, that's the most important part. I've ripped droll out of the hand like a couple times this tournament. It was pretty nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Next, 2 OGA. Some people are only playing 1, but like in testing, like sometimes I just want to do the 1-card combo. The 1-card combo is like the best. Like if you open these 2, it's a little awkward to get them out of the hand, and I don't want to think about that too often, so I'd just rather play that. I cut Terraforming for it. This card doesn't play into Droll, Terraforming does. It's like, oh, okay, activate Terraform, grab Museum, they troll you. Like,
sucks,
it's not good. So, like, I'd rather play another, like, warrior name. This is a good normal summon.
Yeah,
it lets you go in.
That's fine.
Yeah, it gets you going. So, Turpin, send this off that, or Angelica. It's good. It's just an extender. Ricardetto, better in Rescue Ace, honestly. No, I'm just kidding. It's pretty good. It just gets you into Angelica. That's part of the 1-card combo. It's just really, really good. Same thing with Naud. Gets back Gearfried, gets back DDR, gets back a bunch of stuff that you need. Yada, yada, yada. Pretty good. Malgus, I went into this a lot this tournament because sometimes if you open multiples of your Noble Arms, you want to activate Museum multiple times, but you have most of them in your hand because you need to activate Museum to summon. So you can use your Noble Arms in your hand, get Malgus sent to the graveyard somehow, reshuffle them back, activate a second Museum, and then add back the hand to keep extending.
Pretty nice.
Yeah. So there's Oliver. Oliver's just a good extender. I went to him a couple times when there's some like gummy hands where I need to like summon a level 1 tuner to go into Angelica. Pretty nice. That's all the names. We got our regular Fire Warrior good stuff. We have
1 of each, pretty nice.
Yeah, Flint Lady, just a summon. Same thing with Red Layer. You could tribute stuff that's like problem cards, like Iblis, stuff like that with this by searching with Durandal. I mostly just added it off as old and then immediately pitched it for like other effects, but like it does come up with random stuff.
You ever think of playing 2 of these? Like this card seems crazy to me.
No. You don't want like you used to play more than 1, but like you really don't need to. You can send it, you can add it back from the grave, you can just hard draw it. Like there's a bunch of ways to get to it without like playing multiples. So you don't really want to open it. Although it is kind of nice, you just don't want to. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Now we're on to this other package. So the Cashier Fenrir package, it's just Fenrir. This is a Fire Warrior, so it's like another monster that you can play around with. If you want to be really cheeky, you can summon this. If you're only going to go into its Zold, summon this, banish Fenrir from deck, banish top 3 cards of your opponent's deck, maybe hit something nice, who knows. Maybe hit a good one-of or something like that. Fenrir's crazy, summon it, then summon Connector, you can hit stuff higher than 800.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, stuff like that. Just another body, you can go into Appaloosa really early too. We got Nib in the main. I don't really play too much. Format's kind of wacky, so I want like power cards to draw in off like Malgus or like open in hands. I've considered dropping the Fenrir package, but I really, really like it for going second because this deck doesn't really have a lot of gas. Like going second at least, like against the setup board, but that's why I wanted to play like more like blowout cards.
That's fair.
So Ash isn't a blowout card, but it's just like so generically good that you want to play it as well.
Yeah, you pretty much have to play Ash in this format.
I think I forgot my draw somewhere. I did this last profile too. Just forgetting things all the time. There's the other droll I was maining this as well. Again, these 2, play against something that loses droll, you're good. Playing against something that loses nib, good. Playing against something that loses both, you're golden.
Yeah, Vanadium crazy.
Yeah, it comes up against Vanadium. This came up against Rescue Ace. People just played into it. Came up against Unchained, played into it, but you know. They can play through it. It's just nice to have to make their boards a bit weaker so they can play through them a bit easier going second. You could play board breakers too. I'm not against that. I might try that out in the future.
That's fair.
Yeah. So next we got our spells. This is our Rhoda. This is another Rhoda. This is another Rhoda. This is another Rhoda. This also searches your museums, which are rotas because they search these guys. These are just rotas. This can equip from deck, but the most that you use it for is when you link it off or when you synchro off, you can add stuff from grave. So when you equip with Angelica, you Angelica effect tag out, send Gearfried. If you have whatever, like you summon Roland, you equip this, and then you synchro, this will add back your Gearfried for another negate on the end board. So
Nice.
it's pretty nice. Then you got Angelica's DDR, Phoenix Blade, and then we're gonna get into that too.
This card's insane.
Yeah, just it stops Super Poly, it stops Dark Ruler, it negates on resolution, so there's kind of like awkward moments where you have to negate like spells that just do their thing, and you don't really want to negate them, but you kind of have to because you want to save it if they have a better card later. So you got to go run through your negates before you want to use that ideally. But it's pretty good. It adds one more interruption onto the end board. It's hard to like play around because it doesn't activate. It just on resolution, blah.
Negates, yeah.
Phoenix Blade and DDR, these two pair really well together. Banish, then you can add back pitch, summon whatever you banished. It just does pretty much everything you want. This is a part about, these two are about part of the one card combo. So there's stuff like that too.
Have you ever thought about playing the metal silver armor?
I've thought about it, but it seems kind of like too jank for me, honestly. Like I
That's
don't
fair.
need that. Like targeting, like just cause you can't target anything, it's not. I don't know. Don't think it's super necessary. Then we're gonna play the Sinful Spoils stuff. You have 3 really good level 1s. You have Fireflint, you have Renaud, and you have Ricardetto. This summons all of it. This is an extra body, so you can go into Appaloosa early. You get an extra draw. The second effect does come up. I didn't use it because the first effect, just to draw one, might be better to get into more non-engine, like your nibs and stuff. But it's relevant. Just summons a level 1. It's pretty good. Ricardetto, summon a 4, go into whatever you need.
Pretty nice,
Renaud,
yeah.
head back, you know.
This
So
is
for
45?
the 45, yeah. So for the extra, we have Powerload Ogre, Appaloosa. This is kind of like a whatever spot, but it's nice to like go into if you can, because you can, like against maybe like a stun deck, you could go into this, tribute itself if they have skill drain up or something, and then destroy 4 on the field.
Yeah, we had a runic player here that likes setting up 4 back rows, so that's pretty nice against that.
Yeah, we do. Appaloosa, just, you know, getting around Nib, it's good against him to some matchups. I didn't really make it too much today. I wish I could, but just my hands were a little bit weird and they just didn't get up to that. But it's good. It's part of a lot of good end boards. Isolde, crazy.
Card. Please ban this card.
I can definitely see it getting banned. It does way too much in too many decks. Ricardetto, especially being now in Rescue Ace, is like ridiculous. It sets up Baron negates and stuff like that. It's just way too good. SP Little Knight, again, shout out to Brian for lending me this. I would probably play 2 of these, but I couldn't find one. But it's a little weird with that. Some top and list play too, but like I don't think 1 is bad. I don't find going into 2 of them is like
Necessary. But just nice.
It depends. You have to deck build around it if you want to play into 2, because it can turn any 2 random things into a warrior, and they can go into sold off that. It's kind of like how Rescue Ace does it, but it's a little bit weird. This I'm playing instead of the second Isolde. Something that happened today, I got nibbed, token, and random monster in the field that I could summon afterwards. You can use the nib token and a random monster, just any 2 monsters to get a warrior. Same kind of deal. It kind of serves the same purpose as SP, like initially that you'd use it for, but it
Just
can't
no
like
interruptions.
Yeah, it's no interruptions. It can't protect against like imperm or something like that. It can get back a monster from grave, which is kind of cool, but like other than that, it's not really great. This is your boss monster. This is Charlemagne or Emperor Charles, whatever. Who cares? This guy's pretty good. He becomes this big boy here when you use the level 9 to synchro. He's a spell trap negate activation. And it's just part of your end board. You usually set up 1 to 2 of these, and then you negate like all your spells. Link Spider for nib, because if they nib you and you still have the Sinful Spoils engine, you turn your token into Link Spider, use the Sinful Spoils, send this, and then get going. Here's some other stuff. Baguska and Dempsey, your rank 4s. This is for like D-shifter stuff.
D-shifter,
yeah. It's kind of hard and awkward to get into because of that, because like a lot of level modulations happen in this deck, and like you don't always have 2 level 4s, but like if you can, you go into it. This searches Renaud and whatever you need. Yep, yes sir. That's just part of your combo to get into this guy here. He equips this guy becomes that, and it becomes a pop. Angelica is kind of like a second as old. It doesn't do as much though. Adds museum sets up the grave, summons this guy out, stuff like that. And then Baron. Baron is a warrior. There's a lot of good warrior cards in this game, funnily enough. So you just go into that.
Yeah, fair enough. Looks pretty nice.
Yeah. For the side, my side is really, again, I don't play too much, so it's a little janky. This deck pays 12 for everything, so I'm playing Dogwood for Time. It didn't come up today because, just didn't feel like it. But it is relevant. Lightning Storm, back row hit.
For a second there, I thought you were going to put down 3 Lightning Storms.
No. Pank, going second stuff. Imperm in case something really dies to Imperm. If you want more targeted hit.
This is interesting that's in the side.
Yeah, some people main it. I don't know. I was like on and off. I was going to play like a crossout designator
When
package.
do you find that you side it in, though?
I don't know, like against like a branded deck it might be nice. I don't know, just being able to like something that's like a lower tier that you might end up playing against that like might actually hurt a lot if they can't like dodge the Imperm. Like if you're playing in the mirror, Imperm kind of hurts sometimes. So like
That's fair.
siding those in would be nice. But like, Nib and Droll, this is probably cuttable to something else. DD Crow for like weird graveyard stuff like Tier and Unchained. And then 2 talents. This is going second stuff, technically going second. Put that in there. Yeah.
Fair enough. Looks pretty nice.
Yeah, it's definitely changeable. You could, depends on what you're doing, depends on what you got going on.
Is there anything you missed in the deck? Like anything you would change within this whole thing?
Honestly, I found myself not really wanting to like go into the side too often because I had those blowout cards, but I don't really know what I'd have instead.
Would you change anything in the main deck, or?
Change the main deck? I would probably change maybe Fenrir, but I like Fenrir too much as just like having available that like I might just play around with it some more before I decide to cut it. It might be more important to like, I've seen Pack and stuff like side that instead.
That's
for
fair.
going second stuff, but I'd have to play test with it a lot more. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, congratulations. Hopefully see you again next time.
I hope so too. See you around.